up, y'all? This is Ladies with KeKe. My name is Dana B.
I am Cassie J. You guys don't understand. We have to do like a little countdown before we go.
Record, yeah. So today we bring you Real Housewives of Potomac, aka Potanka, in my funky Geneva voice. Season 5, episode 15. Fortune Girl
Bye.
Fortune Girl Bye. This honestly was a dry episode, so
like some Chardonnay.
Yes, which I'm sipping on. Not your Capri Sun. I'm the one sipping on some Chardonnay in this glass. Thank y'all. So, all right, let's get into it. So it starts off. That's when Wendy and Robin are talking on the phone, and that's when they were saying how Monique is counter pressing charges on Candace.
Counter suing or whatever.
Candace is very upset that Monique is counter charges against her. I don't know if we're saying it right, but y'all know.
Counter suing, I guess.
Well, I don't think it's suing. I think it's charges. It's not. I don't think it's suing. It's charges.
I think it is. She is, but because I feel like they said counter suing last episode, but then as the article says, it's like it seemed like it is charges. From what it seemed like, from what I remember, what it said, but
yeah.
I don't. So whatever. It's a counter.
Is coming with the
counteract.
Bring back with the charges for the assault situation. Y'all know what we're talking about. Anyway, so Monique and Karen meet up for lunch or brunch or whatever they were doing. And Karen was telling Monique that Ashley's having a trip to Portugal. Mm-hmm. And so Monique already knew that she wasn't going to go, which is not a big, she knows it's not a big deal. Like she doesn't want to go because she don't want to, she's not ready to be in the mix with everyone else. So that was all good. Now Monique tells Karen what Ashley said
to her at her event.
Yeah, how Karen was persuading Candace to press charges. And I really didn't, we said that before, I didn't like how Ashley presented it because that's not what happened.
That's not exactly verbatim how she said it. She basically said, if it was me, I'm not a fighter. And if I was in that situation, I would press charges because I don't fight. And she explained it to her.
Yeah, she was telling Monique, like, look, I ain't no fighter. So if anyone starts to fight me, I'll press charges. And that's honest. Hey.
But she was like, I did not tell her. She said, because I've been a good friend to both of you during this whole thing. I did not tell her to press charges against you because that's not what I want. And I did like how Monique did tell her, thank you for, not choosing a side. And she was like, I don't want you to feel like you have to choose a side. And she was like, I don't feel like that. So that shows the type of friend that Karen is. And that shows that she's a very mature person because some people can't do that. They can't do that balancing thing and be neutral.
Well, Candace wants Karen to pick a side. It's like, I just can't with her.
I mean, if you both are wrong in a situation, you can't honestly ask your friend to pick a side if you know, but she doesn't feel like she was wrong, so that's why she's asking her to pick a side.
Well, her side. Let's say, okay, I know a lot of people are saying that Monique was in the wrong. Okay, Monique was in the wrong.
She was the aggressor. Let's say that.
Right. But even if Monique was in the wrong, Karen is still Monique's friend. Yes. And Karen had nothing to do with the conflict between Candace and Monique. So it's like, as an adult, we're not in high school.
Correct.
You should know, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to make you pick a side. Even if Monique was in the wrong, I wouldn't make Karen that, don't you dare be her friend.
Don't be friends with her anymore.
She was in the wrong to me. That's just ridiculous. Ashley is prepping for the trip, and she was saying that she's really nervous to leave Dean. She was talking to Michael, trying to get everything prepared.
They're gonna have the nanny's gonna watch the baby during the day, and then Michael's supposed to be at home at night to put the baby to sleep.
Right.
We'll talk about that a little later.
Yes, we will. Yes.
And she let Michael know that she did talk to Monique. She was a little, I could tell, she was a little, I guess, bothered that she didn't get to tell Monique first about the trip. because Karen told her first. She said, but Monique was cool. She understood because she had already said before, if you guys ever feel that you have to choose between me and Candace, choose Candace. I don't want to be around the ladies right now. So she was like, she was happy that she didn't, give her any kind of pushback about it. However, she did ask her for a favor as her friend. In this whole counteract against Candace, she wanted Ashley to make a statement explaining the fight that we talked about before that they had at Candace's house, basically trying to talk about Candace's character. She said that she was not her friend and she agreed to do it.
Right.
Now, this is one of those examples of, I feel like, okay, choosing a side in a sense. The difference is Ashley is friends with Monique more than she is friends with Candace.
Ashley also went into more detail and to say like why she will do that for Monique because Monique had her back when all the thing that happened with Michael and those rumors about him grabbing butts, whatever. Also, Ashley said that she told Monique how her and Michael have threesomes and have an open relationship.
And she kept her secret.
Never told anybody.
Because they did play that back, and she was like,
production showed her reaction, Monique's reaction when
she told the ladies.
Ashley told the ladies how they had threesomes, whatever. She was like, what?
She said, they was like, because I think it was Karen.
The whole time.
She said, did you know that? She was like, oh.
So that's why
I can't do that.
I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna ride for Monique because she was riding for me. So that's her decision. She's still not. Is she picking a side?
I feel like
or I guess because
it's a look in this situation she is picking a side. However, the thing is, as long as what she's doing is not, as long as she's not embellishing the story. I mean, if she's just giving her account of what happened, it's like, yeah, I've had an incident with her before too. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, you have footage of it. We have a show.
Yeah.
So it's not like it didn't happen. It's not like people don't know. I mean, her lawyer could ask for it, the footage from the show. So it's not like she couldn't get it without Ashley. They could still get it, but I get that it can, if you're trying to develop this relationship with Candace, which will come up next week. Yeah, it will put you in kind of a sticky situation.
Yeah, it does put you in a sticky situation because you're now putting.
It comes off like you're choosing a side.
Yeah, but okay, we'll see how this plays out.
Right.
Let's see. So the ladies go to Portugal.
Yes.
Their rooms are
beautiful.
Oh, every single last room is beautiful. You know what? I might need to put Portugal on my list.
Never thought of that place. I think it is on mine. I think it is on mine.
Not a day in my life did I ever think about going to Portugal, but today, it's a new day.
You know what? I want to travel with these ladies because they don't have these room issues like Atlanta ladies. No. We're pulling straws to see who gets the best room. Everybody's rooms are nice.
I think because they're in a hotel and normally Atlanta goes to a house, I think.
Well, we need to start doing hotel stays.
They do.
Let's start doing these Airbnbs.
I honestly wonder now that COVID's here, how are the trips are going to be? Because like every season they go on at least 2 or 3 trips.
They do. Well, I mean, tourism is still a thing. It's just people still travel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just certain things that people don't do. Like, you can't go on no cruise right now, but people are still traveling. It's just not like it was. I mean, you can get you a hotel. You can get you a flight real cheap right now. Y'all might want to book and just save it, put it on the books.
Get
you a ticket.
So let's see.
They go to dinner because Ashley said she was wanting to do that.
Yeah, because they were too tired to go out. They've been traveling 19 hours to get to Portugal.
Yeah, you go over the sea. It's gonna be.
I feel like I don't know. Maybe
I thought it was gonna be shorter.
Portugal is like it's in South America, right?
You're starting to sound like Robin. She said I thought it was in Brazil.
Costa Rica. I went to Costa Rica. It didn't take no 19 hours. Like you would think Portugal's like in Europe or something. I don't know. But I gotta look at my.
Listen, I'm about to say we gotta look this up on the map.
Yeah, I'm like 19 hours. What? Anyhow, so yeah, they go to dinner. As soon as they sit down, Wendy.
Wait, before we get there, they threw shade at Karen first because Karen ordered some milk for her ulcer. And they was like, Karen's ulcer is as real and I'm like,
unicorn. That's what Ashley said. Ashley said Karen's ulcer is as real as a unicorn because basically she was saying that Karen ain't got no dang ulcer. She's the one to drink because last time she drank, she ran her mouth too much.
She was running her mouth. She was, but hey, if that's what she wants to do,
I wouldn't lie about it. I was like, I ain't drinking, period.
True. Drinking. Just say, listen.
Nah, you got an ulcer. Like, why are you in a trip if you got an ulcer?
You were drinking like a fish last time. Did you just realize that ulcer after you drunk that last time? It popped up.
A fireball came and ignited that thing.
Did Dr. Wendy tell you had an ulcer?
With her 4 degrees. Speaking of which, as soon as they sit down,
let's transition us right into that.
You know what I mean? As soon as they sit down, here goes Wendy. Karen, let me tell you about my 4 degrees.
Now that we're together here, let me get you together, Karen.
Here's the thing about Wendy. I don't know. She just did the most for me. So Wendy brings up the whole degree
talk,
right? And she tells a story about where she got her name from, and it was a nice story. She was saying how her father was an immigrant. He was so grateful of this American dream that we do take for granted. We do
because we are born here.
You know what I mean? We take it for granted, but immigrants, the freedom that we have, it's like this American dream. He was so proud of himself that he was able to accomplish being a manager, even though it was a fast food place, but he became a manager. He was so grateful that he named his daughter after the restaurant. And that's where Wendy got her name from. Wendy.
And everybody kind of laughed and was like, oh my God, that's so cute. Oh my God, Wendy, got it. And she's like, yeah, so I just want you to know that, this is what I had to go through to get here. My family went. And so Karen's like, thank you for sharing that story. Cause you could tell it's like, I'm just over this conversation. Like, I don't want to keep talking about this. She said, let me let you know this and let me make this clear to you. I am an advocate for education. I have nothing against anyone being educated. I think it's very important. I think it's an accomplishment. Like, that's her energy she was giving out. Giselle's messy self had to interject. She's like, well, why did you belittle hers? She said,
because the Wendy was saying how she's an inspiration for all the girls that look like her. And so,
it's just like, it's you're never going to be able to say the right thing.
Because for one, Karen, the fact that Wendy's upset at Karen because of this 4 degree talk, that was Giselle's seed that she planted.
Right.
Her and Robin
she took it back.
Came back to Wendy and kind of misconstrued what Karen was saying. I'm not saying that Karen wasn't being nice, nasty, but she wasn't like downing her like she ain't shit. That's how
she threw shade at her. Cause I mean, what she said was, I don't feel like you should be coming at me, telling me how I should handle my relationship with Monique because you're not that kind of doctor. That's what she said. And that's true. You're not a psychologist. You're not a psychiatrist. So you should not be telling me you're not a sociologist. You should not tell me how to run this over here. Now, if I want to ask you something about politics, then I will come to you first. That's your lane. Just stay in your lane. That's all she's saying. Just stay in your lane. No one's trying to, discredit you, but you're out of your lane by coming to me.
Well, Wendy felt discredited, honey, because she's very proud of these 4 degrees.
And you should be. And you should
That's
be.
a great accomplishment. Getting a PhD, that's an accomplishment. However, in the same breath, that doesn't make you better than anybody. That doesn't make you above anybody. That just means that you set a goal, a very great, high achievement goal, and you accomplished it. And that you deserve all the roses, but that's where it stops. That's where it stops.
It's nothing wrong. I didn't think it was anything wrong with her telling Karen initially, I felt like you disrespected me. Don't come for me and my degrees initially. But at some point, you have to stop.
So like, at this point, she said she's going to put a button on it. She put a button on it. We'll get back to that button.
She did. She said, "Oh, the conference is over." She said, she said, right, we don't, because Karen was like, we don't have to keep going over it and keep going back and forth about it. She said, you're right, we don't, because I just put a button on it. It's fastened, it's done. And she's like, okay, girl, like if that makes you feel good to say that you ended it, great, fine. Like, I feel like Wendy kind of wanted to be in control of it. Like, I want you to know that I'm the big dog here. Like, I'm top dog around here. I know what you're talking about. Me and my 4 degrees makes me in charge. Cool.
But that's the problem. It doesn't, though.
Fine. Listen, it did. It's fine. It's great. She ended it. She wrapped it up. It's over. She put that button. It's signed, sealed, delivered. It's over.
Hey, signed, sealed, delivered.
I'm not yours, because you don't own me. You ain't got no papers on me. You don't own me. It's over.
Well, again, she put a button on it, so we'll readjust. Come back to the button later on.
Right.
So then Giselle asked Ashley about her marriage.
Yes. Because they got a drink called Poom Poom.
Yeah, I want to try that drink. It's not.
They was like, isn't that like the JJ? And it was like, yeah.
Poom Poom. It's called something else. I would P, but don't give me. I don't remember the name of it, but it looks delicious. I can't wait to try.
I was like, Poom Poom. Y'all call it like the JJ, right? We drinking Poom Poom now. Got it.
Hey, you like it? I love it.
Look, what that tastes like.
You had to go there, huh? I was excited for the drink, and now we're there. I was excited for it.
It was
good. Giselle asked Ashley about her marriage. And so Ashley was saying how, at first she was like 60% in it, but now she's all the way back.
All the way back.
Like, oh, really? It was such a short time? What happened? Like, what changed? But Ashley was saying a lot of things, we were working on, a lot of things you guys are not privy to, but we're now in a better place. And so then she started, I hate when she does this. She started saying, I realized where I went wrong in our marriage and da-da-da-da, and I had the new baby and I'm not having sex, and stop doing that. And even Robin said that, Ashley stopped putting so much, I don't know if she said it to her or in her confession.
She said it to her.
Okay, she was like, stop putting so much pressure on yourself. You just had a baby. Like,
stop taking the blame for his responsibility, for his actions.
Michael needs to be kissing your behind because you had the baby. It's not, oh, I had the baby and now I have to worry about all this other stuff with him. He ain't got, his body ain't changed. So he needs to be catering to you. So I agree with that. I mean, Ashley, stop making.
I agree too. Right. I agree. I liked how Robin came to her like that. Like, no, listen, snap out of it. You're not responsible for what he did. You're responsible for your part, but your part is not the reason why he did what he did. He did what he did because he wanted to do it. It wasn't because you wasn't doing something. So stop making that excuse for him.
Right.
And she was just like, you could tell it was like getting to her because she was just like.
Because she even shared that how Juan cheated on her when she was pregnant.
Right. That's why she was like, I can relate to you. Like, I know if don't nobody else at this table understand, I understand. So, don't do that.
So then Karen brings up how Jamal is never around.
Well, wait, how that thing happened. This is what I was just sitting there like. So Giselle first said to Karen, so have you talked to Ray? And she said, yes, I did talk to Ray. Have you talked to Jamal? Because it was like, it was kind of, and I don't care. Y'all can say what y'all want to say in the comment section about it. But it just kind of felt like you were trying to it's like you're just trying to keep some stuff going at the table. That whole dinner, I just felt like Giselle was just in the mix. being Giselle, just trying to keep stuff going.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know that her and Ray was kind of going through something. So it's like, oh, everybody checking in with their husbands. Karen, you talk to your husband? Yeah, I talked to my husband. You talk to your boyfriend? Yeah, I talked to him. Oh, well, how is he? Seeing that we don't see him. And then that's when the conversation kicked off.
That's when it goes in how Jamal is never around and saying that a proud man will be with his woman. He's not proud of you. And Giselle saying, I don't need that. Like, I don't need him to be around. Like, one thing about, I wish they would stop bringing up Jamal is the fact that he doesn't live in Potomac. He lives in Atlanta, and y'all know that. So it's like, obviously, he's not going to be around all the time. So stop. I mean, I get why they keep bringing it up, kind of highlight her hypocrisy of it. But I think trying to do this with Jamal, knowing that he doesn't live with her, he lives a couple states away. I don't know why Giselle said 8 states. I'm like,
she did. She said he is 8 states away.
I'm just like, let me count this. No, the hell, he ain't 8 states. I'm like, wait, Maryland, Virginia.
Now, I know the map of the United States now.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, wait a minute now. But
now, honey, you might need to look at that map again.
Exactly. I'm just like, what states are we missing? But I mean, I get both sides. I do see why Giselle's like, stop asking for him. He doesn't live here. But then I also see the other lady's point of view. It's like, well, you always have been our business.
Right. You asking us to give you something and you're not giving us anything. And like we said before we started, it was like, you're telling the ladies what their man should be doing for them. You're telling the ladies, your man need to be here for you. Your man need to do this for you. But then when they say the same thing about your man, now all of a sudden it's like, I don't need that validation from my man. But why are you trying to make the ladies feel like they need that validation from theirs? Like, honestly, unless they told you they need that.
I honestly feel like she thinks Jamal is too good for the show. Because not only is he a pastor, he's a famous pastor. Right. So it's like only going to be
this is not that kind of show for him.
Right. He's not going to be like how all the husbands come together. Mm-hmm. He ain't going to come together with the husbands. Not with those husbands. You know.
Now, if this was preachers of LA or Atlanta, then she'd have been like, that's more of a show for him. Preachers of Atlanta. But not this. This is not the show for him.
He'll be on the show to support me, so he'll be on the camera with me, but not with them. Not with them.
Okay,
that's how I feel. That's how it seems like that's how she
see that. I can see that.
You know what I mean? It's like Jamal is not. No, you will not be in the same room. You will not breathe the same air as the Jamal Bryant. No, not my man. So that's what she's giving me. That's what she's giving me with this.
Okay, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
So she got upset when Robin agreed with the ladies, because Robin was like, well, I'm just saying, as you know, as your friend, I feel like he is not supportive of you either. And
because you're like, when you're happy and you're in a happy relationship, why wouldn't you share that with, everyone?
Your friends?
Right. So it's like, oh, Robin going against Giselle?
No, not the Queen Bee.
What?
That's the green-eyed twins.
Honey. I was shocked too. I'm like,
I said, now Robin don't stand up too often to Giselle. That don't happen too often around these parts.
Exactly. She did say in her confession, she was like, when the other ladies are attacking me, why
aren't you by me? Okay, my back.
She said it's confession, but then she also says it a little bit later. So after the dinner, everything's done. They go back to their rooms. Mm-hmm. Ashley calls to check up on baby Dean because it's now like 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, and Michael didn't answer the phone, so she's having a little panic attack a little bit.
Because she called the nanny, and the nanny was like,
she called Michael
he's
twice.
Not
she
here.
FaceTimed him, then she called him, then she called the nanny, her friend, and so she said, yeah, he's not here.
And the baby's cranky.
Yeah, it's like the baby's ready to go to sleep, and so she kind of panicked a little bit. She kind of,
I think she started thinking about the past. Like, I think it was kind of like how most women are. It's like, first you think, oh my God, is he okay? Then it's like, oh my God, are you doing what you were doing before?
I feel like it wasn't about the cheating. She was mainly focused on Dean because she wants, when you're doing something and you have a certain routine, and it's like
She did
I
think
feel
about
like
it because she did bring that up.
Ashley doesn't trust Michael with Dean. That's
I
why
can see
I
that
really
too.
feel like. I feel like Ashley just did not trust that Michael was
Michael.
Michael was going to actually,
Keep the schedule.
yeah. So it's like she doesn't trust him. I feel like if he's shown her while she was home that, hey, I could chip in too, I can help out too, then she wouldn't be so stressed out. But she's like, now she's away from her baby for the first time for a very long, you know what I mean? A very long distance.
She's away. Like she can't just get in the car.
Away. It's not a 2-hour drive like it was for Karen. And the fact that she doesn't trust Michael to actually be responsible, and you know what I mean? Because
it's a lot. It's just a lot to process.
It was a lot for her. She had a little, so she probably did talk to him, and she was like, the baby's supposed to be asleep at 7. It's now 7:09.
And it's like, I think his response did not help either. It was just like, no, okay, calm down. You're freaking out. And she's like, no, the baby has a schedule. The baby's cranky. Baby needs to go to sleep. You didn't tell anybody.
He said, you're molesting me.
And it's like,
who says that?
You don't get your goofy self up. Get home.
He feels molested. I'm like, how? I mean, I get that she was overreacting, but you're also very, dismissive.
You gotta realize that this is her first baby. This is her first time being away from her child.
Right.
And you knew, I mean, before she left, she was saying to him, are you sure you can handle this? Are you sure you got this? You're like, we're good. I got this. So you know who you're married to, so you know how she is. So why did you? I think I don't want to say that's men in general, because I know every man is different, but it's like a lot of men are kind of like, mommy's gone, we're gonna have a good time. We're just gonna go with it. Yeah. And it's like, why is the baby up at 10 o'clock?
Like mommy's the police, that everything's structured and organized. And dad is just,
we're gonna have fun.
Whatever.
Right, so we're gonna have fun. What are you doing with the baby?
Yeah. Yeah. So Robin goes to Giselle's room.
Yes.
And that's where Robin was, because Giselle's like, yeah, I felt, I was attacked during dinner. But Robin said that what Karen said isn't all the way wrong about Jamal. And so that's when Giselle was saying, next time I need you to tell everyone to shut the fuck up.
But she's like, I just need you to be on my side regardless, like have my back. And she's like,
just tell them to be quiet while they're attacking me.
Will you do the same?
I don't know.
I feel like their friendship is very one-sided a lot.
It does feel that way. I wonder, what does Giselle get out of her friendship with Rob? I mean, other way around.
What does Robin get out of
her friendship with Giselle? I just want to know. I mean, hey, that's your girl. Maybe they have a bond.
Maybe off camera.
Yeah, that they don't show on camera. I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt. Okay, but I do like Robin when she's not with Giselle. I really do.
I like Giselle sometimes when she's not with Robin too.
She's had moments this season. It's like, okay, Giselle. Okay.
When they're not together, it's like they don't feed off of each other.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
So Karen comes to Ash's room to discuss the combo that happened with Giselle. Mm-hmm. And Ashley also says, that's what Ashley says, that Michael did call her back and calmed her down.
Right.
Whole thing. He's like, I understand you're going through a lot. I don't want to stress you out. I'm so sorry. I should have said this. I should have communicated. Honestly, I feel like if men are terrible communicators. Terrible. Okay? They are terrible. And it's like, what? All you had to do was say, hey, I'm going to be late coming home. I got something, you know what I mean? It's communication.
I have no other words for this. I
was waiting, but okay, we can move on.
That's another video for another time.
Yes, it is. So next day, the ladies go, I think it's called a wire cart or wire
A cable car.
Okay.
Cable car.
But the ladies were separated. So it was Giselle, Wendy, and Ashley in one.
Yes.
And then it was Karen.
Candace and Karen.
What I said, okay, Karen, Candace, and Robin?
Robin.
Yes. And the other one. So that was it wasn't really much of anything. They were talking.
Well, the only thing that happened on the cable car was that they brought back up the whole thing, the conversation with Wendy. It was like Giselle asked Wendy, so how do you feel about your relationship with Karen now, you know, with the whole degree conversation? And it was like, she brought it back up again. It's like, why?
It was dead. Yeah, it was dead.
She was like, well, you know, I was okay, but you know what? I do have something else I do want to say. And it's like, what more do you have to say?
I do feel as if Giselle does always bring some drama with Karen. With Karen, though, always, for no reason. So after that was over, the ladies sit down, they eat.
Well, no, I take that back. She said that she was done with Wendy. I wrote it down. She said, when they asked her what was going on, she said that she was done with Karen, meaning like she was not going to talk about it. I take it back. She said she was done, but she did bring up the conversation. Well, how do you feel about her? She was like, I'm done. I'm not going to say nothing else.
So they sit down and eat, and Wendy brings up those 4 degrees once again.
She said, well, she asked, so Giselle did her thing, and she was like, well, you know, how was your ride up? She asked Candace, how was she feeling about the ride up? Because I guess she knows that she doesn't like heights or something. So she was like, oh, you know, I was okay. You know, it was a little shaky, but you know, it was a great view. And she was like, well, what did y'all talk about on your ride up? And they was like, well, we didn't really talk about, you know, a whole lot or whatever. And so Giselle was like, well, I'm gonna let you know, we did bring up, well, you know, we just kind of basically just said, asked Wendy, where was the state of your relationship with Karen? Karen was like, it's nowhere. She put a button on there. I mean, we're done.
Yeah, and Wendy's like, I want to unbutton that for real quick.
Right. And it was like, and everybody, you could tell the energy was like,
here we go. Yeah, here we go.
And it's like, what is it that you need to say? Like, and she just goes in, and we're all just kind of like, okay, what, why are we still talking about this? Even Robin said in her confessional, like, why are we still talking about this? Right. She goes in and she's talking about how if you read my 273 or 63 page dissertation, you'll see everything I had to go through. I had a child while I was writing this. Right. So I lost my dad.
And she said, I was writing I had 2 children while I was writing this. I had lost my father while I was writing this. It's like, that is a humongous, great accomplishment. It really is.
Let's all sit here and give her a moment. Okay. Moment's over. Literally, a moment.
I'm gonna give her a hand clap. I'm gonna give her applause. That's a huge.
And that's a genuine. We're not being shady. That is genuine.
Honestly, I have like, you know, my god sister. She's a doctor. She's a pharmacist. Yeah, but she has a PhD.
Yes, my grandma's a pharmacist. Like, my uncle has a doctorate. Yes.
Doctor. I call it that all the time, and it's like, I'm proud of you, but that's where the buck stops for me.
I mean, now my uncle is like Wendy at times, but usually it's when somebody's being funny. He will come out and be like, oh, excuse me, it's doctor. Yeah. I don't call him doctor because it's hello, uncle.
Now here's the thing. If I had a PhD, you goddamn right you calling me Dr. Dana. You goddamn right.
Yeah, listen.
Goddamn right.
I will not. That's when I'll be like, excuse me, it's Dr. Cassandra, not Cassie.
Yes. And it's not that I don't feel I'm better than you. It's just that it took me all this time to accomplish this. And so I'm going to put this on my name. But as doesn't mean I'm better than you or above you. It's just something that
it's a title that you earned.
You know what I mean? That you earned. It's an accolade that many have not achieved. You should be very proud of yourself, but it's like that's where it stops though.
Right. But it's like I'm not gonna force everybody to call me Dr. So-and-so. I'm not gonna tell you how many degrees I have every time I see you. I'm not going to go down my resume every time I see you in every argument. I'm not gonna do that.
Cassie. It's like, Cass, every time we talk or every time we have a disagreement, well, I have 2 degrees.
Listen, I'm working on my 3rd.
There's a BS behind my name.
There's a BA behind mine. Like it's
just too much.
It's like when you get married, if you marry a certain person, excuse me, I am Mrs.
Right.
Okay. But to some people, that's an accomplishment too. And you don't want to take that away from somebody because you don't know what somebody had to go through to get to the point where they got married. But to some people, that's an accomplishment. To some people, they'll look at that like, okay, you got married. So some people take an accomplishment as being a mother. Honestly, everybody doesn't get that opportunity.
I only have my undergrad. So the fact that you went past that, you got your grad and you went to doctorate, that is tremendous. But it's just like every conversation.
The bottom line was she was not insulting you for having the degrees. She did not say you don't have degrees. What she said was you were not a doctor to be telling her about her relationships with somebody. That you weren't an MD. That's what she was saying. You're not an MD. That's not a lie. But it goes back to how it was delivered to her.
Exactly.
They said that you were not she said, Karen said you weren't a real doctor.
Karen did apologize. She's like, if I did not mean to.
If I offended you,
I apologize. And hopefully it was done. But then brings up the combo with Jamal.
Right.
Because Karen also says that she was taken out of context. Well, what she said about Jamal was also taken out of context. Was it though?
No.
I didn't feel like it was taken out. I heard Karen talking. It's like, what's it really taken out of context?
Karen, you said what you said, baby.
Yeah, you said what you
said. What you said, and you meant what you said. I think it was just her way of like, listen, I'm not trying to have no beef. I'm not trying to fight with you. This is what I said, and it seems like you took it in a certain way. And let me just say it so I can, this is what I mean by what I said. So I think that's what she meant by it was taken out of context. This is what I meant, and this is how I wanted you to receive it. So let me say it in a way that maybe hopefully you'll receive it the way it was intended.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but even when she said it, Giselle was still like, let me call him.
Yeah.
And she called him on FaceTime and she said, well, girl, we all know he lived in your phone. Like none of us never say he didn't live in your phone. What we're saying is he's not here.
Exactly.
You're still missing it.
Why did Karen refer to Giselle as Satan?
She did. She said, because listen, what you know, you're not going to tell Satan everything you got going on. And I was like,
oh, not Satan. Oh,
well, where's the blessed oil at today? Where's the holy water?
I mean, I get her point. I wouldn't call her Satan. But, she was basically saying like, why would I tell someone that doesn't have my best interest at heart?
Spawn. Omen.
It's like, obviously, I'm not going to tell someone that doesn't have my best interest at heart or really cares about me, all of my business. For what? For you to turn around and use as banter? Like, no, I'm not going to do that.
And t-shirts like that. When she made that t-shirt, that was petty.
She was.
I want you to read my shirt.
But this year, she was like, I feel like Karen is going through something. I think like she needs a friend. Not you. Type of friend. Not the friend that you want to be.
Not
because you do like to turn her pain and make it
into a joke, a punchline.
So no.
Yeah.
This episode was done. I think we talked way more than I thought we would.
It's just because how we do.
Yeah.
Just us.
Yeah, this episode was really boring, honestly. Next episode, we'll see. That's when Ashley tells Candace that she is helping Monique's defense. So we'll see how that goes.
It's like I made a statement. How much it's gonna help, we don't know. But as you said, the cases and stuff has been dismissed anyway. But
Exactly.
had it even went forward, we don't know how much that would have helped anyway. So
Yeah.
it's neither here nor there at this point. So
Yeah. Me and Cassie both agreed that we're ready for this season to be over.
it's time to wrap it up.
It's time to
Atlanta's coming in December the 5th.
Yep. So
we'll be moving on.
Hopefully, I'm excited for Atlanta, honestly. I'm excited because Nene not there. And I love Nene, but I just feel like
you are a Nene fan.
She's the show. However,
her time expired.
Now, and it's like, all right, if you're not, I'm tired of seeing her in beefs with Kenya and Candy, and I'm tired of seeing it. I want to see the fun girl, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to see what Atlanta is bringing next season.
It looks very interesting.
And everyone heard about the strip club situation, but there's a threesome allegedly. I heard it was with Portia and either Portia and Tanya or Portia and one of the new girls.
Drusadora?
One of the new girls, either her or LaTanya, or what's her name? Is it LaTanya? What's that girl from YouTube that's there now?
I don't know the other girl. I just know Drusadora.
Oh, there's another girl. Well, Drusadora is a permanent cast member.
So we got like a friend of the show?
LaToya, that's her name. She's a friend of the show.
Oh, okay.
But I heard that I think it was Portia and Tanya had a threesome with a stripper, I believe. That's the one.
I'm just happy to see some new energy on the show. Hopefully it'll be good energy and not just like the girl that was on there from Black. Like I hope it don't be like her. Like that was a fail. Like
it was too much. So we shall see. But
we'll be here for it,
y'all. Yes, we will. So that's all we got for Potomac tonight. And we will see you on the next video. Bye guys. I'm thinking I'm about to